Hello, everyone. I am really sorry. This is Lunchtime with Anna. We're running a whole entire hour late. Sometimes we have situations with technical difficulties and other things that get in the way. But I made it my business to make sure that I did get on because my responsibility is to come on and give you guys a show every Wednesday for Lunchtime with Anna. I wanted to start by telling you guys a few of the things that are awareness, right, that are celebrated, or national calendar months or whatever for the month of March. One of them is National Breast Implant Awareness Month. So look into it if you are planning on, doing anything like that. Natural is always better, but hey, that's me. Um, Endometriosis Awareness Month, Multiple Sclerosis Month, Caffeine Awareness Month, National Brain Injury Awareness Month. As many of you guys know, my son Nathaniel is 16 years old, diagnosed with autism, and he also has a pineal region mass in his brain. So it's something that, with the Lord's will, he's been fine, but it does cause brain trauma. So just educate yourself. We also have, I'm looking down the list here. Oh, National Trisomy Awareness Month. Look into it, and it's kind of cool because they actually have a day that you wear mixed match socks to show awareness to the disabled with Down syndrome, so forth, so on. One more thing, please get your annual checkups. It's also National Colorectal Awareness Month. It's very important to know and observe these uh, months because it gives you that awareness to, okay, I think I should go get my physical done if I haven't, or if I don't normally, especially when we start aging. It's better to. The next thing I want to say, I was on set, as many of you guys know, recording for is recording a series that's up and coming soon, very soon. While I was on set, there was an outbreak of COVID, and a lot of people tested positive, and we've been sent home for about 2 weeks. I am showing mild symptoms. Many of you guys know I was able to get over it not even a month ago. I don't even know how I contracted it that time. But anyhow, please make sure that you're wearing your mask. There was no reason for that to happen on set. It was just a few bad apples that ruin it for everybody. Make sure that you are washing your hands because you can get other people sick, and it's just not fair to the people that are really doing what they need to do to protect themselves while others aren't. So just be cautious of that. Well, anyways, on to what the show is about today. So I, as you guys know, not always do I go and I ask for an interview. You really got to be like something that you did was really outgoing, or that I saw. So I get this link and it's showing like what they're doing out on the streets. And I'll let the fellas tell you about that. But anyways, I want you guys to meet these amazing guys, Kenji as well as Erik.
How you doing?
How are
How
you
you
guys
doing?
doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
We got our
It
mask
is
on. We heard what you were saying. Got to keep the mask on.
absolutely. It is such a pleasure to actually have you guys on. I know we were all having technical difficulties. I wish you guys would
Right.
see everything that goes on behind the scenes before these shows actually do come on. You guys would be like, ew. That's why her face looks all like that. That's why they look all stressed out, all of them. So, but these two awesome guys. So I'll let each of you introduce yourself and tell the listening audience what it is that you guys do.
Basically, we just try to put a message out for the community or the environment that we at, and just give the people a voice. I mean, it's pretty situations like people probably have problems or going through different things in their life, and they don't be able to speak for. Speak for themselves. So basically, we turn the camera on them and let them talk about like how they feel or
What they going
what
through.
they trying to express or anything like that. Basically,
Absolutely. So who is that talking to me? Who was talking first?
this is Kenji.
Okay. So, and so that's pretty much what you do. So what led you to want to do what you do? I will in a minute play a video for the listening audience. At the end of the show, I'll give contact information for them because I love what they're doing, and this is the kind of thing that we need to do, right? For the communities
Right.
worldwide, you know. So, what led you to do what you're doing?
It's just the passion. Like my parents both were homeless, so I started trying to figure out once I got older, what's going on and what's the problems that's making it things like drugs and all types of other things that get people like this. So it just really started off something I just wanted to do, and I always wanted to be like me and him both got this passion to feel like we have a voice and we want to it's real stuff going on in this world.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, and I don't like to tell too much. You can stop me and be like, well, I'd rather not answer that, Anna, or whatever, as I like to be respectful to the people that I interview, as I, expect the same respect from everyone I meet.
Right.
While you're going through this situation, while your parents are out on the streets, homeless, how was
Well,
that for
they
you?
both passed already, so they passed at a young age. So it's something
Both
I
of
just
them.
went. Yeah, they both passed.
So you briefly went through that. So how was that for you as a child?
It made me kind of understand stuff why they wasn't there to help me out. You know what I mean? Because they were going through some stuff. So at one point I was angry with the situation. So then I
Uh,
just try to figure out what's like how is it living homeless, not having a place to go? Like how is it?
And so if you guys look at the videos, which we'll give you guys that contact information at the end of the show, I actually took the time. They sent me a few links, but I looked at a few more because I was like, you know what? I want to see what is in these people's mind. And every one of them had a different story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost so that they do, so that you guys understand what's going on. They do a short film. What is it, about 3 minutes, maybe 10 minutes?
Some of them maybe up to 5 minutes, maybe 7. But yeah, like short little films, like short little. Then we do some time in parts. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and what they'll do is they'll pretty much like ask, what's your story? You have all these different types of stories. I hate to see somebody out on the street. Being of Puerto Rican descent, our people are a lot of times without many things, and have been since the hurricanes. And right now, if anybody saw a post I did yesterday, it was about the very same thing. I hope this administration doesn't forget that we're citizens too, and that there's all this funding that's been taken away from the island. With that being said, and as you guys know, being from the Caribbean as well, um, it's so beautiful out there and we need so little. You know what I mean? So to see that, you just can't help. Can you imagine all the people that right now are out on the streets? They're just barely making it, or had to come out here and now are homeless. I've seen a few of those documentaries too. How has that been like for you guys? Because I know you guys interviewed, and I can't remember his name. It was a Puerto Rican guy.
Hector.
Um, Yes. What exactly led him? Because he seemed like he had no issues. Just was out on the street.
Right.
Bad luck. Was that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with Hector, I'm actually looking for the video and I don't see it. So with Hector, have you ran back into him? Have you know anything to be like, okay, well, this is the update on Hector in particular?
Yeah, we had after that, the first one we sent you, that was the beginning of, we have three videos of
Yeah,
him.
like the 3.
One of them he had got a job, but the last time we heard from him, he had got locked up.
We actually was doing an interview with him, and the cops came down and locked him up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
okay. May I ask, did you guys get that on video or?
I kind of respected Hector, so I didn't really want to I don't know. I wish I did, but then I wish I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. So.
Just the area we was at and where he was living at, I guess the police considered it was trespassing under the bridge. So when they came down there and seen us there, they ID everybody and asked what we was doing down there, and then they told us to leave. And then at the end of the day, Hector didn't leave, and we ain't
Because
seen him
he
since.
had nowhere to live. Where was he supposed to go?
Yeah, because we got with that area back there underneath the bridge. I think we got 4 or 5 people.
Yeah, it's actually right across here.
Yeah, the struggle is real. On the struggles real, 4 or 5 people that we met living underneath the bridge. So it's a lot of problems. They have with the cops throwing their stuff in the water, everything. Like it's crazy.
So yeah, I saw that video too, where the police were actually throwing people's stuff in the river, and they say that it gets worse during the summer months.
Yeah.
It's like they get this spurt of energy. You fellas do you guys mind me sharing where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're from Delaware. As you guys know,
Yeah.
huh?
Wilmington, Delaware.
Wilmington, well, Delaware. As you guys know, the commander-in-chief, and I hope he gets these video, is from Delaware as well. And, to see that people are actually living like this, it touched me because I'm like, everybody's story is different, but it's the same thing. They have no help or not enough help. You actually had a video there. I think it was the guy that had his whole entire family out, where he actually states something that I've heard more than one person in the past tell me. And what it was that, Anna, I want you to do a show and expose these homeless centers because, one, they take our money. They don't use it for what it's for. Two, they turn around many times. They'll say something is going on. Something is going on when in all actuality, it's not going on. And they take advantage sexually of men and women in those places, so forth, so on. So you guys, and I'm not saying every single place, because I'm sure with the good, there's bad. With the bad, there's good. That's the reality of life. But keep an eye out before you make a donation. I'd rather pay somebody's hotel room for a month and know that they at least have a place rather than giving that donation to somewhere that I don't know if they're really going to give it to them. And then every little thing, they're probably threatening them to kick them out, or they don't even give them beds. Because I hear a lot of times they sleep on a mat, like a roll up bed. When they're in these situations, so forth, so on. I guess you guys can elaborate and go into better detail with that about what exactly, if you guys have heard from these homeless people, what exactly takes place over there and what brings them to actually be, because I don't think anybody would rather be under the bridge than in a homeless shelter, right?
Yeah.
So what stories did they tell you guys?
I mean, it's plenty of shelters and like facilities where they can go out and eat at. But what I'm understanding is they not there like at a certain time, which is like after 6. They have to stay on the streets. So it's all up to them as they gonna be in by the time they get by 6 o'clock, so they can go on in and have somewhere to live for the night.
And so what you're explaining is that from what you've seen, they actually have the space. So what if they got to go to work? They can't go to work?
Yeah, they gotta go to work. They gotta be out. I think for like 8, 6, or 7 or 8. I'm not really sure, but I think it's like 8 in the morning. They gotta be out of there to go to work. But I don't know if they have to work at night. How that go? Like if they gotta work at night, I'm not sure. Like what's the rules and regulations or something? They might can just tell they have to work at night, and therefore they can sleep their day, but they gotta leave when it's daylight. They gotta leave up out of there to find something to do.
And some people rather live on the streets than be there. Well, we got a video with a guy that said he'd rather live on the streets instead of being there.
And it's not that big, so it probably houses a specific number of people, but it's not that big for like every person on the streets to stay there for the night. So some people are unfortunate and just have to stay out on the streets.
So, quick question. With COVID from March until now, have you guys noticed a rise in people that are homeless over there in Delaware, in the area that you guys are shooting
at? Yeah, they've been an uprising of a lot of people with COVID or just without have-nots, just don't have a job or don't have nowhere to stay. So they just going through different individuals we talk to. They explaining different situations they going through. So it depends on the individual. Like one individual might be worse than the other, but everybody is going through this COVID situation right now.
Absolutely, because I think that because of what's going on. I mean, look, I was on set and I've been exposed to COVID and I don't go out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So can you just imagine being exposed to COVID every day out on the street? And not only that, probably lost your job because of COVID. Now you're living under a bridge. And how dangerous is that for children and for women?
Even one of the videos, he even explained a situation like that, like how he was homeless, living under the bridge, and the COVID situation, and everything, and he was just going through a very serious and bad time in his life that he was experiencing.
So with that, and I want to ask y'all's personal opinion, how it actually dealt with this growing up, right? So when it comes to homelessness, right? Do you see a connection with homelessness and mental health issues? Or do you think it's just you were in a hard bind? What do you guys see and think is more of what
I mean, what I'm seeing is going hand to hand with homelessness and drug addiction is back to back with each other, because most people we interview, they homeless and they got a drug addiction and they just trying to find a way out, like they stuck in that rabbit hole. They trying to find a way out their situation.
Absolutely. So, you know, and that's something that people so many times don't think about. That homeless person you might be making fun of, I'm very different than so many people out there. And I thank God for blessing me with a disabled autistic son, because it makes me that much more loving and caring towards others, because I've seen how he's been laughed at or maybe looked at in a very weird way just because he's a little bit different, you know? So with that being said, a lot of these people, I believe, have mental health issues. And I believe, I don't think they want to be out there, who wants to be out on the streets?
True.
You know, I also saw your interview with the guy that was in Orlando and came back home, and his brother helped him. And you know, because it just kind of, I said, that's it. You know, a lot of times I don't think they want to do drugs. I don't think they want to do. You have to numb the pain somehow, right? So psychologically, we're, you know, I'm not like everybody when it comes to that. You've got to really think, did these people really want to be out on the street? Do these people really want to be exposed to COVID? Do these people
No.
really want their children?
No.
Go ahead.
Nah, they don't want to be on the street at all. None of the people we talk to, they don't want to be on the streets at all. They were just unfortunate to be on the streets right now.
And what do you think can be done over there in Delaware to help these people? What in y'all's opinion do you think that we can do to help? What can I do from ATL? What can Janae do? Because I know she's on. What can Janae do from Pennsylvania? What can so-and-so do from Florida, California? What can we do to help? Would it be something with lawmakers, do you think? What do you think we can do to help?
You said the right word, help. Just like if you see an individual out there that might be asking for money at the stop sign or at the red light, or you might see a person walk up to you and ask to help them out to get some food. Just give out that helping hand. Anything that help. Like every hand is accounted for. Like you help an individual, that's gonna help them eat or anything. They worth helping. Like you can't judge nobody. Like anybody can be in this situation in a split instant. So you can't judge that individual because he out begging for money or on the corner doing this or that. Like you could be in that same situation just like him. Just like that.
And you're right. You're right. I'm one of those. If I have it, I've actually turned around sometimes. I've just been like, you know what? Let me get them some food, some warm food, whatever. You know, some one time, it's weird. You know, I'll look around. I'm like, do I have any change? Sometimes I'll go to the ATM, I'll turn around and I'll come back. You know, I know not everybody does that. I know we feel that we're too busy, but you guys have got to understand that this can be me tomorrow.
It's true.
This can be you guys tomorrow. And then what are we gonna do? Because I might be doing real good right now. Next thing you know, tomorrow I lose my job. And guess what? Now we are without, and you are the one who I'm at your mercy, who's probably being stereotypical as I was at one point, telling people that maybe they're using it for drugs. What is y'all's take on that?
Like they choose to do that than be on the street selling drugs or robbing people. They could be cracking people's heads open, but instead they selling waters just to try to make it and stuff, man. So what's going on up here? They ain't got no more boys club. Like they took away like 2 of our boys club. There's no more summer youth. So during the summertime, they had nothing to do. Like when I was growing up, I would just be able to have a summer youth job or go to the boys club to disperse my extracurricular activity. But now they had nothing. So now they on the street selling water. Like you can't knock them. They trying to just sell waters to have money in their pocket. Their mom or dad probably not home or somewhere with a drug addiction and not be able to feed them and everything. So they trying to support themselves or get that knowledge of making money by themselves at a young age.
You see this sign behind us? That's the problem. See it?
Yeah.
A lot of people out here, they feel that they're bored, so they know what to do. They, you know, we're the first state, and we really don't have like many opportunities.
Well, see, and that's what I was asking from out here. What can we do? If it takes, as you guys know, I told you guys pre-interview, I have a human justice organization. I can talk to other people I know. I mean, will it take talking to other people and say, look, this is a problem. Our commander in chief is from your state. What is going on? You know what I'm saying? How can we help make that area better to where it's not starting with the youth? Because that's very oriented to me. Children are everything to me, you know. Mental health, mentally disabled, that's everything to me. The elderly, that's everything. That should be everything to each of you, you know. Those people that I'm targeting, because they are the ones that are more than likely going to be taken advantage of by others.
Because most people down here, like where I was raised, they come from like a single parent household, or their father and dad are either dead or in jail. So basically, they gotta raise themselves or choose the difference between right and wrong. Like up here, it was always bad. Like Jada Pinkett, she called it murder town. Some people call it Hell's Kitchen. Like it's bad out here, and it's all up as you as an individual to choose the path that you want to walk, or choose the path that you want to go, or else you would just get lost. You just get lost in the sauce, man.
You see how the channel's called Fight Against Evil? Because we trying to fight against all this stuff. And we want, there's other people that's like us from all over the world, even you.
Absolutely. And that's what caught my eye, because I'm like, you know what? They can be sitting here and like, just so you guys know, they told me, they were like, Anna, there's other things that we do, but we're not interested in talking about that. We want to focus on this that we're doing because that matters to them. And I can understand now a little bit better why it does matter so much more, because it actually hit home. Because it was one of these things of, maybe I need to understand what caused all of this. How did we get here? How does this happen? How do I end up out on the street? How are my parents not able to take care? Because a lot of times as younger kids, we don't understand it until we live the struggle, and we're like, the struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? I'm one that I can tell people, and I always tell people, be humble, because I've been from way back, and I'm slowly got where I wanted to be. But it takes the fighting to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So now, and you mentioned it, and I want to make sure I got these names right. So I wrote them down, guys. You guys know me and my writing. The struggle is real. You explained some about it. Explain to the listening audience, what is the struggle is real, and why did you guys name it The Struggle is Real?
Basically, we was all struggling. Like, we going through a struggling situation ourselves, or we've been through past struggles. So every individual we talk to, they got a struggle to tell. They got a voice to speak.
So, and we don't want people to forget about that. We don't want people to forget about there's really problems out here, all over.
We try to focus the camera on the other individual and let them explain their story. Because when I was growing up, nobody want to hear you complain or talk about your struggles. So I was never the complainer. So now that I got the technology to view other people's struggle, I just let them tell their story, and maybe they can get a helping hand or a way out their situation, because the struggle is real.
And some of these people appreciate us checking on them. They appreciate us, just because we'll come back. We don't just do one time. We'll come back, check on them, make sure they ate, everything. So,
like, everybody going through a struggle. Like, every city, every town, every country, everybody going through a struggle. So now they can voice their struggle through our website, or however they want to express themselves, basically, to get it off their shoulders.
And so, and I want the listening audience to know something. They don't normally show their face on camera. They did this for me. They did this for me. So I really appreciate you guys, because they were like, I'm not used to that, Anna. I'm usually the one behind the camera. And, it's just, thank you, because I know that I took you out of your comfort, but people need to see these faces. People need to see these people that are actually out there doing what I call the dirty work, and doing and about it, right? So you guys are what I call, and they'll hear me say this on my show from time to time, men. So you got men that say they're men from today. That's not men. I'm talking about the men from my time, the men that are about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I want you guys to know I appreciate you guys so much. And Janae, I'm gonna give you a website, and they're gonna give you all contact information at the end because I want to make sure that everyone is able to get the information. Maybe you guys might even want to send them a donation. I'm not telling anyone what to do, but to help for the cause. Because hey, what you guys do is outstanding. I personally would like to reach out and see if I can talk to a couple of other activists, see if we can get together and see what we can do out on the streets to maybe even bring in a rec center or something for those babies because they need to be out on the streets. So that's how it's a vicious circle. You know, they'll end up in jail, then they end up
Yeah.
out on the streets. They don't have anybody. You know, you just don't know. It's like it just frustrates me because you never know. It could be your grandbaby. It could be so. Just you guys, let's not be so quick to criticize and judge. You guys
True.
look at these videos; they're very touching. Very touching. I thought, you know, it's like actually every story has a face. You'll see some of them that'll tell you, I can't take a shower. You'll see other ones that'll tell you on those videos, I want to be clean. I think Hector was one of those. I said, "I wanna be
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
He
I
said
don't
he got
care.
a
I'm gonna take
haircut
a
and
shower.
everything. He was ready for his job that day.
Right.
He had a hair. He got himself a haircut and everything. He was ready for that job today, and that situation was just unfortunate for him, man.
Yeah. Got a job and got arrested. Same.
Has that been a
Like Mike
while
Jackson said,
or
they
was
don't really
that
care about us, man. They don't really
absolutely?
care about us. Michael Jackson been telling us that.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And has that been a while since Hector, you know, do you guys expect him home soon or
Yeah. Hopefully, I've been checking for him. So hopefully, yeah, been looking for him.
whenever you guys see him, give Lunchtime with Anna a call. I'm gonna make a donation on behalf of the show, Lunchtime with Anna, to Hector in particular. He really touched my heart because it almost seemed like that's not where he needs to be.
Right.
And you guys,
Yeah.
if you guys look at the video, you guys will see what I'm talking about. You know, we can't help everyone, but just one person is enough. Or just even you know, I always tell people, instead of dropping off at the donation center, put a post on Facebook or on whatever platform, or send a text, hey, blast text, hey, does anybody need clothing, or do you know anybody? And that way, you know, it's going to somebody who's really going to use it and they don't have to sell it or anything. Not knocking down any of the donation centers that take money, but they are getting a little bit pricey for a person who is out on the street or struggling financially. It's the truth. I like to be as honest as possible with everybody. So you guys mentioned, you fellas mentioned, what's next? What's next?
That's.
Yeah, you have to see, man, because everything is just like a bonus. Like I came up with what's next because all the trials and tribulations or the situations America was going through, like the pandemic, the riots we had in state to state. Like 2020 was really a bad year for everybody, man. And this to be on that breaking point for everybody and for us to come out with this YouTube situation and everything, it was just like a bonus because now we can spotlight and put out what everybody is going through and they can visually see everything that different states or different people are going through.
Absolutely. Do you guys plan on actually making this an organization, or is this just something that is just y'all's passion? You guys don't think you guys are ready for that yet? As I mentioned off air, whenever you guys are, if you guys are, you can count on Lunchtime with Anna helping you establish everything. I'm not going to charge you a cent. Okay.
Yeah. We've been thinking about it, like taking it farther. Yeah.
And, you know, I think a lot of people will gravitate as they have already. Tell the listening audience how many followers you guys have on YouTube.
Yeah,
We have 2,300.
2,300.
Yeah. In a year's time.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
Congratulations. So, and that's not so easy to do, especially when you're doing the right thing. Because if you're doing the wrong thing, you're always going to
Right.
get a lot of followers. That's how
You
it
see
goes.
why we had to do, excuse me, you see why we had to do music too, because, to grab more people into it, we had to do music and all types of stuff to,
And it's not nothing like extra. Like this is just easy for us because we out in the field every day. We've been on the front line, so it's like for us to do this every day. It just only you want to call it a hobby or whatever. It just we out here every day. We in the mix of everything, so it come to us naturally.
yep.
So, and I could see that. I can see that. And I can see you guys' passion, and that within itself, you guys have captured my heart, and I thought it was so important to show this to others and others to share it so that they can see there's people that are actually out there doing that grinding, doing that dirty work that many of us maybe are in the comfort of our home trying to stay COVID safe. You guys are actually sitting right there talking to people. Because see, that's another thing I'm concerned with COVID. Many of them, I'm sure, don't even have masks. Is that correct?
Yeah, but plenty of like every time we interview an individual, we make sure we have our masks on so
And
we
then
can stay COVID safe.
And then if we have an extra one, we give it, we give them out because we have some in our car, so we just give them out too. But yeah,
Absolutely.
most of them don't have a mask.
Nah, none of them. Mostly none of them got any masks. None of them.
And see, that's the sad thing with it, because at the end of the day, while we're sitting here maybe complaining that we have to wear masks, they probably wish that they could, So I've have people on my feed that actually do care packages. There's so many different ways that you guys can help. But anyways, if by any chance anybody does want to send a donation, do you guys have that information, or will you guys have to set that up? Because I'm sure you guys need help. You guys can't help all of Wilmington by yourselves.
Yeah, we have a Cash App, money sign a born leader. It was it 86, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, money
And
sign a born leader 86.
okay, can you repeat that?
Money sign a born leader 86 with a born leader together. A born leader 86.
Okay. And I want you guys to understand, it's not, they didn't tell me, Anna, I need a donation. This is coming from me. Because these are two individuals, and you guys will see the videos and see why I'm saying what I'm saying. Um, I also wanted to ask you guys, what is the worst situation that you guys have seen out on the street that this is to each of you individually, right? So the worst situation that you guys were like,
Man, there's so many situations I done seen on the street. It's hard to count. Like I said, this is murder town, so I might have seen anything through my eyes. Like within the years around here, like I've seen the worst of the worst. Like that's all I can do is shake my head,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
man.
Some stuff I wish I forgot and didn't even see. To be honest.
From the scene, from the police brutality to the other shit that goes along with the street. So
Yeah,
the list go on and on.
yeah. I don't know if you heard about a case with a guy getting shot. Somebody we knew. They got in a wheelchair from Delaware.
And that was like one of my friends. His name Ben.
He was paralyzed and they killed him.
and when was this? When did this happen?
Like 2014.
Yeah, the time he's moving so fast.
Couple of years back that happened. You know what I mean? No justice, no nothing, man. He just gone. Never be able to come back on
Yeah,
his
he was
earth.
already paralyzed. He couldn't do
And
nothing.
when I talked to him, all he said he's want his legs back. I mean, he had girls, he had finances coming in, and he was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that one day I got that call saying they killed Ben. And that was it for him. And that was just a real sad situation, man. I'm pretty sure anybody can relate to that.
Absolutely. There's no there's no even understanding that, especially when you're in a wheelchair. Like, I don't care how much can you do on a wheelchair, you know?
Yeah.
They unloaded on him too. That's like it's.
I don't know if their policy to empty the clip, but they unloaded on him, man. Like a beret, a spray of bullets
And
to a man in a wheelchair, man. It's just sad, man. Sad.
And see, this is what I'm trying to shed light to, because I want the listening audience to see this isn't Delaware, this isn't Wilmington. These guys are actually doing the right thing. They're videotaping, because if I see something like that, I couldn't have been there, because I sure, not only would I have it videotaped, I would have probably tried to help in any way possible, because like I tell people nowadays, videotaping is not enough for no
yeah,
matter what the situation is and no matter who the attack is from.
yeah,
I know it seems like a lot what I'm saying, but it is true. And I believe people should take some type of training to be able to defend themselves and then deal with that in the court of law. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very sorry that you lost your friend, you know, especially somebody disabled. Like, I don't even understand that. But
Yeah, like this been happening, man, for years, years and years, and it's never going to stop. Every different state, every country is always going to be a black individual or a black man that get killed. And that just now we got YouTube, social media, and different outlets to display it, so people can see. But it's been happening, been happening. Pac been tell us what they did to him. They put Tupac in a chokehold back in the day. Back in the day, he
absolutely.
was telling people thought he was lying and everything. But now that the George Floyd situation, they probably did put him in a chokehold and beat him up and everything. So he been was trying
Well,
to tell people about that a long time ago, but now they can visually see through social media and all the different outlets they got going on right now.
and you're absolutely right. I agree with that, because even when you talk about hip hop when it first started, they talked about all of that and to the you know, extreme, you know. And I know the movement has changed along the years, but you know, to hear it from when it was underground, same as reggaeton for Puerto Ricans, underground, where they were speaking their piece of what was going on, projects, so forth, so on, you know. And it was started by Puerto Ricans and blacks up in New York, for who does not know that, in the projects, because there was nothing else. So that was their scapegoat, you know. So when at any point, I don't care if it's Pac, if it's whoever, Slick Rick, whatever rap star from the past, NWA, you want to put there, you know, they were going through what they were going through. They were only talking about what their struggle was at the time. And like I say, today hip hop's really changed. A lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, what was that? But hey,
right.
that's their style, and you know, I still appreciate the culture. Even being a church leader, I appreciate what it brought, because it made us, a lot of us, who we are today, with the music and with the moment and with the culture, you know. So you're absolutely right. And I believe Pac, because ever since I was a kid, I would see that when there was a group of Latino, brown, well, like I say, brown and black folks, there was not a problem with any of them ever um, harassing us, you know. So I know it to be true. You know, and they say this comes in every, you know, in every culture and every color, not necessarily. So um, I think they're having technical difficulties. However, I'll keep talking to you guys while they get back on air. I also wanted to send a huge prayer for my cousin who just got out of open heart surgery. I'm glad I just got the text while I was on air. I'm glad everything came out okay. I love you very much. God bless you. We are praying for you. Um, we are praying for you. So I hope you get better. Can you guys hear me okay? I think you guys have it on mute. So anyways, while they're trying to get that together, I could tell that they're having technical difficulties. You guys, this is Delaware. I know that in the state of Florida, it's illegal to feed a homeless person. If you get caught, you're going to jail. And these laws are changing in different states. Talk to your lawmakers. We're the ones that put them into office. Make these changes for the people because we are the people. We are who makes the changes, right? We the people. So please reach out to your lawmakers. Talk about this is what's going on. That's what's going on. How can we make it right? How can we make change? And make a list. Because for me, I looked at some of these videos and I'm going to wait till they come back on and I hope they can get back on because I want you guys to reach out to them and ask them about how you guys can help, in which ways you guys can help. But I am going to give you guys, because I don't see them, I am going to give you guys their contact information via YouTube. Check out those videos, please. So it is Fight Against Evil Films. Once you look it up, you're going to see other videos because, like I said, they do other things, but they're not interested in putting the spotlight in that. That is not where they want to focus on. They want to focus on these small films that they do for the community. And it might just start in Delaware, but hey, we might have a few of them doing it now here in ATL, and then in Orlando, and then in California, and then in New York, and Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, so forth, so on. And we can make this change together because I don't find that it's, hello, I don't find that it's fair that we're turning around, we're giving money to charities who really are not helping. If I told you guys some of those horror stories I have heard from people who are homeless, who have called me and asked me to do a show on this, that's why I wanted to bring them first. And you guys will be hearing from people. They might not be on camera because of the humiliation that they felt, but these stories will shock you. And it is the reality of what happens in the real world. So contact information for them is Fight Against Evil. And I'm looking now here for their Facebook. So you can also find them on Facebook under Fight Against Evil Films. And again, they just opened up that account because they didn't realize they can use different accounts. They were just using YouTube at one point. But try to help these people out. Kenji and Erik B. You know, I didn't know that actually came out while we were on air. They went through being homeless as children. Think about all of that, you guys, because it could be any of us at any point, and we just got to be able to help others the best that we can. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. I have truly enjoyed being here on Wednesday. I'm sorry I was a whole hour late. They were having technical difficulties, as you guys can see, such as I was, and I'm very under the weather. I struggled to get on here. Like I said, I'm under quarantine, going to the doctor today. I've been showing symptoms of COVID again, although I was careful, but I was on set. So we're not going on set for 2 more weeks. But that was my fault. I should have known better to even put myself in that situation. With that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. Love you guys. And thank you for tuning in to Lunchtime with Hannah. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Ciao.